focus on the details and the facts, not on the politics of it. But anytime you're talking about politics, it's going to find its way into the conversation. You know, from a positive, let's start there, because again, we don't have an actual plan to dissect at this point. What we do have is a campaign analysis. So if we go back and look at what Joe Biden campaigned on, interestingly enough, if you went to go try to find that on his website, you'd have a real hard time finding it now. They have effectively taken everything that he campaigned on off of the website. It's still out there, but you would have had to have had it in a link prior to and found a way to navigate towards it. Fortunately, we did. And we had saved all those links, so we were able to go find some of this and even do a deeper dive. I'll also follow this up to say that I have an op-ed that I've written that will be published later today on newsmax.com. So on newsmax.com, my op-ed will be there on kind of what the future of Biden care might look like based on his campaign promises. So let's start with the positives, right? So first and foremost, Joe Biden is big on focusing on prescription drugs, right? This was a key point of the Trump administration, and Joe Biden wants to double down on that. These were actually areas where they were aligned in their beliefs. So first and foremost is how Medicare and Medicaid negotiate prescription drugs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about the positives, then I'm going to talk about how that might impact the employer market, because I think that's really important to tie those two together. So the Joe Biden camp wants Medicare and Medicaid to be able, Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services, to be able to negotiate directly with pharmaceutical companies. So roughly 45% of all drugs bought in the United States are bought by Uncle Sam, which means that they're bought by you and me as taxpayers, right? Uncle Sam, through the Medicare and Medicaid programs and the VA, is the largest procurer of prescription drugs. But as part of the Medicare Part D program that the Bush administration brought in, there was a component of that law through the negotiation process that said that the federal government could not negotiate directly with pharmaceutical companies. Now, I've gotten the question a lot of times now, why would they ever put that in the law? Well, we don't necessarily know specifically, but we can guess that it's probably because the pharmaceutical industry has one of the largest lobbying arms in Washington. And so what happens is the way that drugs are negotiated now is effectively a percentage off of the AWP, or average wholesale price. Well, that's set by the retail market, and it's controlled by the pharmacy benefit managers, or PBMs. And if you've been on any of our virtual roundtables before, you know that we spend a lot of time talking about PBMs. And so one of the things that the Biden administration is in favor of is removing that mandate, removing that part of the law that says that CMS can't negotiate. And in reality, many estimates are that this would save taxpayers about $15 billion a year, whether that be users of Medicare and Medicaid, or whether that be just our tax dollars that are paying for this on behalf of the government. I'm in favor of this.